Anyways, next team that we got going on in the profile series is the
Everyone's
Houston.
favorite team to hate or love.
Everybody's favorite team to love or to hate, and the smallest team in the NBA. And they chose to do this, the Houston Rockets. What do you think, Andrade, of the Rockets?
First off, shout out Russell Westbrook. That's why I wore this hat, even though it doesn't match with what I'm wearing. But this is brand, and I actually fucks with it. So shout out to Westbrook for starting a solid brand. Westbrook as a player though is a different story. All right, for me, the Rockets. This is how I feel about the Rockets, and anybody that's talked to me about basketball knows this. Like for the past 3 years, like I've never been a big believer in the Rockets. Like I would always tell people, like, yeah, okay, cool, Harden's a great NBA regular season player, but when the playoffs come, him and the Rockets aren't gonna do much. Even last year, people were like, oh, this is their chance, this is their chance. I'm like, nope. They've History speaks for itself. It happens time and time again. Now, with that being said, this is how I felt the last 3 to 4 years. Keep that in mind. So it's a very consistent opinion. This is the first year. I still have a little bit of that in me, but this is the first year where I feel like the Rockets may actually have the potential to make it to the Western Conference Finals and contend. But even then, if they make it to the Western Conference Finals, if they're facing the Lakers or the Clippers or even possibly the Nuggets, like, nah.
No.
But look, Westbrook, I'll give him props. He's the same way I just described the Rockets. It's how I felt about Westbrook. I think he's an overrated player who always has phenomenal regular season performances, but this season he has proven himself to be able to be willing to adapt to a different team and environment and strategy, and be able to excel in it. He's become a better team player, a better point guard, and just stop chasing the triple doubles and actually try to chase a championship. Like actually work with his teammates to go for it. The other thing is, same way I felt about Rockets and Westbrook is how I feel with Harden. A great regular season, and so all separately, this is how I always felt about them. But now when you put them together, for some reason, it's different. Like most of the times, I feel like, oh, if you break them apart, they could all excel. With these pieces, it feels like they actually mesh together, and I think it might be because they're all one and the same in their mindset, their approach to things. Harden and Westbrook, what surprised me when I learned about this is that they've known each other supposedly since they were like 10 or 11. I read like some shit like that. If they known each other that long and they're still down to play with each other this day, to me that spoke volumes. When I learned that, I was like, you know what? All right, maybe they're not gonna ball hog the ball from each other. Like when you're boys with someone and you can actually work with your family, with your bro, like that says a lot. And when you know you can do it, you do it. When you know you can't, you just don't. If they really didn't feel like they could do it, I don't think they would have joined the same team. You know what I mean? Even as talented as they were, I don't think they would have done it. They really felt like it would have just been a negative result. And it's kind of proven themselves. Like this regular season, they've had their ups and downs. They're a 6 seed, but they've had their moments where they're like, okay, my biggest critique with the Rockets though is D'Antoni. I think they should fire D'Antoni and fix up that team. But so for this NBA bubble, with all that being said, I give him a 35% chance of winning the championship. You think that's too high? And they're 6 seeds. Potentially they could fall because the West ranking could really change a lot with a couple plays, but I highly doubt it. So I give them an 85% chance of staying in the playoffs, and that's about it. I think they'll make the most. I'll give them is they make this. I think they'll be a second round team, and highest ceiling is making it to the Western Conference Finals. But I don't think they're gonna make the Western. I think they're gonna make to the second round, implode, and then the Rockets will look at their team, and the organization will finally start making moves to actually refresh this experiment that they've been trying for the past couple of years. So yeah, call me out on that if you want, but give it a few months and we'll see. What do you think, Erwin? What's your take on the Rockets?
They're a nice regular season team. That's pretty much it. 40-24. number 6 seed in the West. They do have a lot of things at stake. They did that trade. They traded Cappella and a first round pick to get Robert Covington. Nice player. But that leaves them a gaping hole uh, in their center position. But the good thing is,
They were the worst rebounding team this season too.
yeah, they think they're getting out rebounded at least 9.4 rebounds per game.
Yeah, something like that. 9.8, some shit like that.
Something like that. That's not good.
That's a lot. Yeah, you don't win
That's-
championships without rebounding. I think Riley said that.
Who knows? We'll see. But today's NBA is shifting, a lot further away from the big men.
Yeah.
Even so, the Rockets are an extreme,
You still need a big man.
an extreme case regarding that. They do have a lot of stake in the sense that D'Antoni is in a contract year, or if he's not in a contract year, he's definitely in the hot seat. And they really invested, into this whole micro ball thing. It's really gonna put D'Antoni to the test, to see how he's gonna be able to adjust, to see, and more importantly, to see James Harden James Harden and Russell Westbrook, how they're gonna perform in the playoffs. Is Harden gonna step up, or is he gonna disappear? Is Westbrook? Are we gonna get the Westbrook that is hot, that nobody can stop him, or are we gonna get the Westbrick that he bricks everything that he shoots?
Are we gonna get 20-something missed threes again?
We're gonna see. I say the ceiling for them. It really depends on matchups, but
Yeah.
at most, Western Conference Finals appearance, but most likely it's gonna be a second round knockout, probably in 5 games to either the Clippers or the Lakers. I just championship wise, I give them a 15% chance of winning the championship. Yeah, no, they're not. They're not winning the championship.